Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to crochet this carton of eggs. It has 4 regular eggs and 2 special ones. The idea behind these 2 is that you can crack them and there's a yolk egg inside. So I got inspired to make this for my daughters for their play kitchen. So let's get started with this video. To start off, I'm going to be making the egg first. The yarn that I'm using is 100% cotton yarn. This can be found at Walmart. And a 4mm hook to go with it. Starting off with a magic ring. Now, once you have your magic ring, you will work in 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I take your loose end and pull this tight. Now this is going to be worked in rounds, so no slip stitching. We're going to go back to the first stitch. This can be a little bit harder to get. It's pretty tight. Now into this very first stitch, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. Before I do my next single crochet, I'm going to take a stitch marker and put it into this stitch to let me know that this is the beginning, the very first stitch. As you can see, I'm not closing off my stitch marker. That's because we're going to be working in these rounds pretty quickly, so to save time from closing it and unclosing it, I just leave it open. That's 1 and 2. Now into the next stitch, you're going to do 2 single crochets and you're going to work all the way around doing 2 single crochets into each stitch, which should leave you with 12 stitches at the end of the round. Okay, I have finished my second round and I have 12 stitches. Now I'm going to take out my stitch marker and into that stitch I'm going to do 1 single crochet and put my stitch marker back in. So I did 1 single crochet and then to the next stitch 1 single crochet and into the next stitch 1 single crochet. Then to the 4th stitch you're going to do 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and you're going to repeat this 2 more times with a total of 3 times. Single crochet into 3 stitches, 1 single crochet into 3 stitches, and then 2 single crochets into 1. which at the end should leave you with 15 stitches. Okay, I have finished round 3 and I have 15 stitches. Now for round 4, I'm going to take out my stitch marker and do 1 single crochet, and then put my stitch marker back. Now I'm gonna do another single crochet into my next stitch, and then an increase, so 2 single crochets into the same stitch. So as you can see, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And now into the next 4 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're going to do 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and then again 1 single crochet into the next 4, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and it will leave you with 2 stitches, which you just do 1 single crochet into each of those. So this is the end of round 4, and you should end up with 18 stitches. And now for round 5, we're going to do 1 single crochet. So here we did 1, so we're going to do single crochet into 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to do 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and then into the next 5 stitches 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets into the same stitch, and again into the next 5 1 single crochet, and end off with 2 single crochets into the very last stitch. I have finished round 5 and I have 21 stitches. Now we're going to start round 6. So do our single crochet and put our stitch marker. Now for row 6, we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next stitch, and then 1 single crochet into the next 6 stitches. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 1 single crochets into each stitch, and now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and then again into the next 6 stitches 1 single crochet, and then 2 single crochets. After you do that, you will end with 3 stitches, and you just do 1 single crochet into each stitch. And now you have finished round 6 with a total of 24 stitches. Now let's start round 7. So let's do a single crochet, put our stitch marker, and for row 7 we're going to do 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now into the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And you're going to repeat this 2 more times all the way around. Okay, now you should be ending row 7 with 2 single crochets into the last stitch, with a total of 27 stitches. Now for round 8 through 12, we're going to be working 1 single crochet into each stitch. So you should have 27 stitches each time. And I will meet you back once I do row 12. Okay, so I have currently done round 12 with 27 stitches total. Now to start round 13, I have my stitch marker here. We are going to single crochet 7 stitches, 1 single crochet into the next 7 stitches. So after I do my first stitch, I'm going to put in my marker back in, which I just stick it in like that. I don't close it. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now I'm going to decrease, which means that into the next one, I go into the front loop only, leaving the back one like that, and go into the front loop of the next one as well. So it looks like this. Yarn over, and I pull through both of those loops, just like that. Yarn over and pull through. So I stitch the 2 stitches together. And now again, into the next 7, we're going to do 1 single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we're gonna single crochet 2 stitches together. I use the method of going into the first loops and going through both of them like that, and single crochet. Now we're gonna do this 1 more time. Single crochet into the next set. Now I'm at the end of row 13, and the last thing that I'm gonna do is single crochet 2 stitches together. That is it for row 13, and you will end up with 24 stitches. Now for row 14, we're gonna take out the stitch marker, make 1 single crochet, and put the stitch marker back. Now we're going to do a single crochet again, so 2 single crochets, and then we're going to single crochet 2 stitches together, and now again single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So I'm single crocheting into the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet 2 stitches together, and you keep on doing this all the way around, which you should do this 6 times. Okay, now if you have done it correctly, you should end row or round 14 with 18 stitches. As you can see, it's getting more and more narrow. So before we go on to row 15, I'm going to stop, and let's pull this loop a little so that it doesn't get undone. And I'm going to take some stuffing and stuff it. So I'm just taking little pieces and covering, sticking it in there. Now for row 15, we are going to be doing 1 single crochet, and then stitch marker, and then 1 single crocheting 2 stitches together. And that's how you do this round. So 1 single crochet and then stitching 2 together all the way around. Just like that. I have finished row 15 and I ended with 12 stitches. Now this is the last row that we're going to do. For this row, you are just single crocheting 2 stitches together all the way around. So that would be 6 times. And this can be a bit tricky, so just take your time and do it slowly. I don't even use a stitch mark at this point anymore. I just keep the number of times that I slip stitch together in my head, and once I get to 6 times, I know to stop. So I did it once. Now this is my 2nd time. Single crocheting 2 stitches together, and then I'm gonna do 4 more, and each time it will get closed off more. Okay, so I've done single crocheting 2 stitches together 6 times, and I am done. Now I'm going to pull this loop a little bit and cut off the string, leaving a bit of a tail. We don't need this stitch marker anymore. And now you pull it through, and as you can see, it's sticking out like that a bit, and we do not want that. So let's take the end and a needle, thread it, and I'm just weaving this all in. So you can see it's all closed off, but it's still a bit bumpy, which we do not like. So to fix that, I'm gonna stick the needle in, push through to the top part of the egg and out the hole. If it's hard for it to come out because of the stuffing, I usually just take my scissors and just give that stuffing a little cut and just pull it through and pull it tight. So you can see the egg looks deformed right now. Don't you worry. Snip that end. And now you just do a little bit of shaping. And this is your egg. Now we're going to crochet 4 of these for the whole carton. Okay, so I have made 4 eggs, so you can see. These are the simple eggs. And now onto the 2 special ones. The ones that open up like this. This part I am not going to be showing how to do because this is the same pattern. So you just use the pattern from this one to make this part of the yoke. You just use a thinner yarn than the white, which I used this type of yarn. I don't have the label on it right now. I'll link it down in the description what exact yarn this is, and I just used 2 strands together for this egg part. And now I'll show you how to make the 2 shells that go on top of the yoke. Let's start with the top part. To do this, we are going to be following the same exact pattern. So for row 1, it's going to be 6 stitches, row 2, 12, and so on. So if you need a more detailed tutorial how to do that again, you can just wind back to when we did this part. Okay, so here I have 8 rounds, just the same as this. Now for the different part here is that I don't need my stitch marker anymore. I am going to be slip stitching all the way around. So insert yarn over, pull through, and then pull through. Insert yarn over, pull through, pull through. Let me do this one more time slowly. And we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so as you can see, I went and slip stitched all the way around. Now I'm going to cut the end and leave a bit of a tail. Now I'm going to take my needle and weave in the ends right away, just to get it over with. I'm gonna go back and forth 3 times to make sure that it is secure. And now to weave in the center one. Now we have completed the top half, and we're going to start the bottom half. For the bottom half, we're starting off with a magic ring. And into this ring, we are going to make 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now we're going to pull this ring closed. Like that. And start off round 2. Sometimes it's hard to get into this very first one because it's a bit tight. You can use a needle to loosen it up. And that way it's a bit easier. So for the second round, we are doing 2 single crochets into each stitch, which will give us 12 single crochets at the end of this round. For round 3, we're gonna do a single crochet and then put in our stitch marker. Into the next one, we're going to do 2 single crochets. And then 1 single crochet to the next stitch. And 2 single crochets to the next one. And you do that all the way around. I have ended round 3 with a total of 18 stitches. Now we're going to start round 4. You're going to do 1 single crochet. We're going to put a stitch marker here. So we have 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochets into the next one. Then 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet into the next one, and 2 single crochets. And then again, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets. And you do that all the way around. I have finished row 4 with 24 stitches. Now for row 5, we're gonna start with 1 single crochet. I'm gonna place my stitch mark. Now we're gonna do 1 single crochet to the next 7 stitches. So we have 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And to the next one, we're going to do 2 single crochets. Then again, 7 to the next 7 stitches, 1 single crochet into each stitch. And we're going to go all the way around. I have ended row 5 with 27 stitches. Now for row 6, we're going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch, so you should have the same amount, 27 stitches at the end. And we're going to do that for the next 3 rows, so I will meet you back at row 8. Okay, I have finished row 8 with 27 stitches. And now I'm going to take my stitch marker out and slip stitch all the way around. Okay, I have slip stitch all the way around. Now I'm gonna pull on the loop, leave a little bit of yarn, and cut it. And now I'm gonna weave in these 2 ends. Okay, so now I have all my pieces. So let's put them together. The easiest way that I found to put it together is just like twist it on. Because if you try to like just push it on, it like deforms it. So the best way to do this is if you twist it like that. So you can see there's a little slant from the rows. And what you want to do is find the one from this one. And just like that, they fit together nicely. And now it's like crack. There you have it. It's a really nice toy. Now onto the carton part of the yarn. I'm using a bit thicker yarn than the egg so that it goes right in. And for this part, using Comfy Classic color khaki. This recommends a 6.5mm hook, but I'm going to be using a 6mm hook. We're going to start off with a magic circle. And into this circle, we're gonna do 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 single crochets. And now we're gonna close off this ring. And like I said, this very first stitch over here can be hard to get into. So just take it, needle, and loosen it a bit. And now it's much easier. Now for round 2, we're going to do 2 single crochets into each stitch, and I'll meet you back around. Okay, so I'm done with row 2. which I have 12 stitches. Now to start row 3, we're going to do a single crochet, put in our stitch marker, and we're going to do 2 single crochets into the next, and then 1 single crochet and 2 single crochets into the next, and you repeat that all the way around. Okay, so I'm done with round 3 and I have 18 stitches. Now for round 4, start off with 1 single crochet, put in our stitch marker, and then 2 single crochets. Next is 1 single crochet. Into the next one, it's 1 single crochet. Then to the next one, it is 2 single crochets. And again, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets all the way around. And I'm ending round 4 with 1 single crochet in the very last stitch. And round 4 has 24 stitches. Now for round 5. And do 1 single crochet and put in my stitch marker. So we have 1 and then another 1. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're gonna do 2 single crochets, and you will repeat that all the way around. Okay, I have finished round 5 with 27 stitches. Now for round 6, I'm gonna do 1 stitch, 1 single crochet into each stitch, which will also give us 27 stitches, and I'm gonna do that for round 6 to 9, and I'll meet you back around when I have that done. Okay, I have finished row 9 with 27 stitches, and now I'm going to cut the end off. Now off camera, I'm going to weave in these 2 ends. Okay, now after you have made 6 of these for each egg, we're going to take our needle and a little piece of the yarn, thread it through, so I'm going to start off in this end and go through the other end like that, leaving a little bit of a tail, and then back over to this side, the next stitch, and into the next one. This is going to be the second stitch. Now again, this one, and the next one, third stitch, and last one, fourth. So we do this 4 times, and now we're going to go back around. So from this side, going back through like that. Again, we're doing this 4 times back around. And here's our last one, the 4th one. Now we're gonna go in here and into this next stitch like this. We're going to pull the yarn through. And now we're gonna thread this end and just the same way you're gonna pull the yarn to the back. And now we're gonna tie a couple knots. I like to do 3 just so that it's nice and secure. Here's my 2nd knot and my 3rd knot. And then you just snip it off. And this way you don't have to weave it in. So there you have 2 of these stitched together. And we're going to do this 2 more times for our other 2 pairs. And now we're going to do the same stitch we did like this to connect all of these, just like this. Okay, so I made stitches in all of these, and now they're all connected. So now it's time to put all our eggs in. Like I said, the best way to do it is just to twist it in. And lastly, our 2 special eggs that can crack. And there you have it, our crocheted carton of eggs. So this is it for this video. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions or any comments, leave a comment down below, and I will be back with more videos. Bye.